All right, here's something you've never seen or heard before. At least I have not. I am sitting with William Kedjanyi, who is a political odds maker on betting on the housing market. Anybody know what these numbers are? William, tell us a little bit about who you are and what this means.
Great to be here. So I'm a political bookmaker, as an odds maker for short, and we bet on politics, everything from elections to who will be the next leader of a certain party, who will be nominated to run for the party for the presidency, and all sorts of stuff like that. I've turned my attention to housing because it's a subject I'm passionate about. When Roger got in touch, he asked me, can I do something John McCurrick style for a previous event? I was only too happy to oblige. And here we are at the National Self-Build Centre in Swindon, and I've come back. I've revised some of these numbers. We've had a year of government here under Labour, and they want to build more housing. So here are some projections, some chances basically of how many houses might be built.
Where do you get the numbers for this, right? Because it just seems such an odd thing. It's not like in Vegas where you have a football match, and there's a winner and a loser. I mean, this is really digging into the data to figure this out, is it not?
It absolutely is. So we've got a bit of data now behind us. We've had a year of government. There are changes in the planning system. They're not fully embedded yet, but we can take how many dwellings have been built and we can look at the average, what we're on course for. And at the moment, it's about this number, somewhere in between 500,000 and 1 million homes built over this parliament. That's up to 2029. Now, Labour want to go a bit further and faster than that. They will need those planning changes to work to the max, and they'll need to increase their building, certainly in places like London where the numbers are pitiful. But at the moment, there's definitely a real energy and there's definitely an intention to make it easier to build all kinds of things, and that will really help with the work we're doing here to go and give people a chance to get better, more affordable housing in the future.
Have you found that your work is actually making a difference when you're sitting down with the politicians on Capitol Hill, or where, for us to be Capitol Hill, but, here in Parliament and others, does this make a difference and open their eyes saying, well, here's the numbers, here's the data, and this is one way that we can help them understand what the real issue is and what we need?
Well, here in the UK, we actually do have a movement now where people want to build. They want to make it easier to build. They want more homes. There's a renting crisis, there's a housing crisis in the UK. That has spurred a lot of energy for companies like us and what we're doing here to really be backed by politicians. It used to be you spend a lot of time fighting against politicians, local planners, activist groups who don't want the progress. Now there is a movement of people who do want the progress in Britain. People are tired of paying so much to buy. They're tired of not being able to get on the ladder. They're tired of paying so much to rent. So there is a yearning for an abundance of housing. And I think there is political backing behind it, crucially, even from those in government.
Walk me through what this means and tell me where I place my first bet and what my best odds are for making some money here.
Okay, so 4 different sets of numbers here. These are fractional odds, but to make it easier, I've put percentage chances here. And the takeaway is that we're going to get homes built, but it looks somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million by 2029. We would expect that when planning liberation takes full effect, it will be easier, and companies like us can really begin to get the full effect of that. But the target Labour had set for 1.5 million homes looks very far away right now. So they're going to need to up the pace. They're going to need the full support of the developing community, everybody to be involved. So that's why it's only 6%. But a very respectable 1 million to 1.5 billion, we've got that at 22%. It's not impossible to do this, but you do need to get a move on really, and you're going to need to take some big, bold steps, including on the type of land that you decide to build on. So at the moment, we're seeing numbers, we expect them to go up, but Labour will really want them to go through the roof.
Does this take into account the newer generations, the boomers that are having kids, and is this a moving target? Is this just today's number, or is this the number that's needed when 2029 comes around?
So it does take into account all of the projections, etc., with people going onto the market, people wanting children, from when Labour were elected, so that's a year ago, 2024, right until 2029. So that's a set target. The actual target might be a bit higher, but Labour wants to get the ball moving in the right direction. So that is why you have such an ambitious target. It's pure demand and supply. We've got to get some more supply in. So there is again a movement, YIMBYism, which is in the US, also in the UK, and lots of people looking for growth, and housing is one of the key anchors to that.
Yeah, NIMBYism, not in my backyard, is some of the problems that we're dealing with, especially when it comes to, smaller cottages, ADUs, tiny homes, right? How do we provide these houses and where do they go? So All right, I'm a betting man. So what I'm hearing is if I bet that under 500,000 homes will be built, my odds are winning at 20%?
Yes, indeed. It's a 20% chance, 4-1. If you put $4 on, you would get $20 back, including a stake. So that's a possibility. We wouldn't want to see it happen. We'd hope for this number. We think this is the most likely. You're near enough 50%, so half a chance that you're landing somewhere, anywhere in this region. And we think there's an outside chance that you might hit 1 million homes built by 2029. That does depend on everything going right, but we are seeing politicians backing house building. I think the opposition is gone in a lot of places, and we have members of parliament who want to see more homes built. They are getting people talking to them about the housing crisis. So the political interests are aligning.
Yeah, well, you know, and them getting reelected to office, there's so many things relying on it. The more people that are living on the streets, right?
Yeah.
Is less votes they're getting if they're not helping fix it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's part of the issue. So we're thinking that there could be up to 1 million homes roughly built by 2029. If I bet on that, I get 11 to 10 return.
$10 on, 11 return. So that's your 11th profit. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. So moving forward, how do people actually, like, is this a real thing where people are putting money down and betting on the market right now?
So we can create a market. I work for a bookmaker, they're called Star Sports.
Yeah.
We can create that market. There are also places, sportsbooks and exchanges where you can bet peer-to-peer with people. Polymarket, Kalashi in the US, tremendously popular. So you can bet on pretty much anything. Somebody goes, they put a market up, and there are two sides to it. And you can bet on housing now. You just need to go up, put a market, or indeed ask a bookmaker. And when it's in the news, when it's a big thing, we'll often do these special markets. So I wouldn't be surprised if this became reality quite soon.
I'm not just betting on the market, I'm betting on William to help us change the minds and hearts, not only of the people, but the politicians, the regulations, and the NIMBYism. Everybody, I'm Dave Cooper. William, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.